Joe, not to give you motion sickness on our last learning outcome from 6080, but I thought that I would take a little drive with you as the title of my paper, my learning outcome, was centered in the fact that reflection really only works if we view our reflection through our windshield. As you know, as we drive as people, we need to look at this rear view mirror and see what's in back of us. But the focus is, where we're going, our destination, the journey to get there in the most effective and efficient way and be successful as we drive. And as you know, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. There will be obstacles as you drive. There's going to be a red light. There's going to be a stop sign. There's going to be an accident. There's going to be an overturned tractor trailer. All these crazy things are going to happen in this journey. So we have to periodically look backwards, but in general, our focus, our reflection is through our windshield. So I thought that's how I would send this short video, which is really a summary of the paper that I wrote. For these 2 years, you and George have always said we can submit a alternative to a newspaper, to a paper. I guess I've always been a little hesitant just to submit a video of some kind. I always support it with a paper, so I figured I'd just do a summary video for you here in my car. And what's very apropos about this assignment, as you can imagine, you just made a wonderful decision to retire, and I can imagine the amount of reflection that you had done that went through in and out of your head as to making that decision. And reflection is a powerful part of that decision that you just made, just as it is a powerful part of everything we do every day in life, whether it be our families or whether it be our work. The communities that we live in. It is such a powerful part of who we are and what we do. Reflection is such an important feature. And so, as I spoke about in my paper, these leadership outcomes, the one that I feel that I grew the most during this program has been in the concept of reflective thinking, inquiry, action, and action inquiry, all centered in the fact that I think that I've become much more better at slowing down, reflecting, asking a lot of probing questions, sometimes being the most annoying person in the room as we try to delve into a problem and make a better solution. So I think that probably that's been my best advance in this program, that this program has forced me, and force isn't the right word, but it has helped create in me a sense that leaders take their time, study situations, and ask a lot of questions. Now, sometimes, as you know, the answers are not always what you want to hear, and that's part of the reflective behavior that I've developed also, is that I don't get intimidated by maybe not being on target. I don't get intimidated by possibly even having the wrong decision that I was thinking about. But the concept of slowing down and being less reactionary is truly the crux of my reflective behavior, and I think that's the key and the key growth area that I've been in during this program. Just as a sidebar, I mentioned in learning outcome number 1 that I was raised in a highly Republican family. My father was a doctor, a business owner, and really never, spoke badly about the Democrats or unions or anything, but it was always a constant theme in my family, that Republicanism is the way to go. And here I sit in my role. One of my roles at the college is to be a vice president of the NGEA, and I have to routinely hear cases from our members who are being disciplined or looked over for promotion, and I have to fight for them. I don't want to say in the old days, but in the old days I would be really challenged by it. Sometimes I still am, but really challenged by this because I just think sometimes union members have a tendency to be whiny people. And that's kind of perception that was put in my head. And again, not overly negative, but that's the perception I've grown with. So here I am today. I force myself as part of my role, because it's my duty, to sit and talk to people about situations and learn about people and realize that a lot of the problems with union members is not truly because they're whiny, but because there's truly a deeper problem about management. And I think you know that as well. It's sometimes an issue with management. So being reflective and being, looking at being more reflective inquiry, I ask a lot more questions and try to delve deeper into situations so I have a better understanding. We don't always win, these battles between management, and we're not always supposed to win these battles. But, in my realm as a growing and emerging leader, I'm so happy that I take the time to reflect and think and ask a lot of questions. I think that's an important part of my growth as a leader. One of the areas that I don't think I grew as much was in Snowden and Boone's Kinofin matrix. I think the college, is obviously in a little bit of turmoil now. We have enrollment problems, which have caused financial problems, which has caused cutbacks and layoffs and a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety throughout the college, and it's really causing a lot of stress. We are in a complex quadrant, complex, and as I wrote in my paper, we even dabble in chaotic. The problem that I have the most, and this is the challenge that I have, is that the college and the management really focuses on a simple or a complicated domain. I mean, they haven't been able to look past, there's one right solution to this enrollment problem. And so as we try, and I go to these meetings periodically, and I try to expand their thought process and looking past that, there's many possible solutions. There's a lot of interconnected stuff happening here that we have to delve into. Again, reflection and reflective inquiry. But try to get the management to become more in the complex domain and look at problems differently. And because they don't, it frustrates me in many cases. And, that's why I don't think I've grown as much, because I don't think I've been allowed to. I don't want to blame them for, the entire lack of my development in that area, but it truly has, caused a little bit of a slowdown for me in that area. But I have not, especially because of this program, I haven't lost enthusiasm. I haven't lost a desire to keep fighting. I love working at the college. I love teaching. And so I know that community college has the solution for so many students, and we're missing it. And it really frustrates me, and I keep working hard towards creating that. Again, part of my leadership development, but trying to move the college towards a more complex matrix and decision making and get them away from complicated. I've been challenged by that. Another, my wild card leadership competency is Boone and Torbett's leadership growth model. I truly believe that I am in the area of achiever. I think I sit solidly in there, probably leaning towards individualist and strategist. I don't think I spent much time in my life. I say that today at 53. I don't think I spent much time as an expert or at at any other lower levels. But as an achiever, I'm working to solve problems and trying to instill some movement. I haven't really been able to reach out into an individualist and become truly independent and truly outside of the box type of thinking and push those values. But I dabble in that area, and I do see some growth in there. I've become less intimidated, and that's not the right way of phrasing it, because I don't know if I've ever been intimidated, but much more apt to challenge the status quo. And while the old president, not to knock him, it was hard to get through to him and communicate to him. Whereas this new president, I think really, I have a lot of confidence in this new president, and I'm excited that she's, part of the team. And I think she likes me, and I said in my paper, she actually specifically asked for me to sit on the search committee for the new marketing director. And so I'm excited about that, because she sees that I have a wider thought process, a more individualist, more strategist type of thought process, and I think she's excited about that as well. So, as in closing here in my drive with you, I think we're all in cohort number 1 excited that we are cohort 1. We're proud to be the first, graduating class. Hopefully we will be. And we're all excited to be finished with phase 1 of this program. I said in my paper, and I think it's been said over and over, many of us are very happy with the program, and it's almost exclusively because of Stockton and because of you and George. You've really made it an invigorating, inspiring, satisfying program for us. And phase 1 was truly enjoyable. Kind of challenging, kind of, working, but never was it a chore, never was it a drudge. So now we move into phase 2. I think all of us are maybe a little intimidated, a little tepid about this next phase. But I think once we get in there and get rolling with it, everything will run smoothly. And, we're all excited about, May of 2019. And so we all thank you. I know I specifically thank you for your leadership in this program. And I especially want to wish you the best in your retirement. You've earned a life free of student problems and grading papers and the politics of higher ed. And hopefully you'll enjoy some time on the beach. And as a final statement, you'll be driving and reflecting as to what you will be seeing through your windshield, just as I'm constantly thinking about Carl's windshield that I'm looking through. Don't forget to look back, but forward is where we're all going to make the world a better place, and that can be accomplished through our actions. Thank you, Joe.